Hey everybody, this is Kim Willard and I've got Dave Conrad here with me again, and we are talking to another person who has had a huge transformation in her own life, and her name is Mary Jo, and she's right here on Skype.
Hello everyone. Hi.
And so Dave and her are actually going to be talking about her sister's having
health.
some, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm just thought you guys
Kimmy
might
just
enjoy.
asked if she could record it, and Mary Jo and I are fine with it. So.
All right, so here y'all go. Enjoy.
Great. Very good. So, Mary Jo, we're just going to pick up where we're at, and I'm going to go through the ABCs again. But, and again, I have a 9th grade education. You know, I have 8th grade mathematical level. Never graduated from high school. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving out any medical advice.
Right.
So what is going on with your sister right now that you're asking me this? So I really understand it.
She's not gotten real detailed with me. She just said she is having extreme issues with her heart.
Okay.
And probably about, I would say, 15 years ago, she did have a stroke, and she was very young. Very
okay.
Young. And it was a major stroke.
Okay.
So, but she's also, I think, under a lot of stress. So that's
right.
all I really know right now.
Okay. Well, as you know, I had a major stroke 4 years ago and reversed everything. Cool. Through raw food. So, lemonade. Lemons is the most alkalizing fruit out there. So she just takes a half a lemon, mixes it with water, about 8 ounces of water, throws in some stevia, something low glycemic, kind of stay away a little bit from the sugars if she can. Some kind of sugar substitute. And she does that 3 times a day, about 8 hours a piece. Her body will stay, her blood system will at least stay much more alkaline throughout the 24-hour period of time, throughout the day. The second thing is a fellow named Dick Quinn wrote a book, it's Quinn, wrote a book called Left for Dead. And it's a very, very good book. And he created what's called the Cayenne Pepper Company. His family has since sold it. He got quite a life extension. He lived quite a healthy, long life after he started having all of his heart problems. And he did a tremendous amount of research. So if your sister's open to reading that book, and I would recommend you get it so you understand. So if you have people come and do you with questions, you can at least turn them on to cayenne pepper as something that may or may not help. And so anyway, it's 130,000 heat units. They measure the heat in peppers. Now, you could go with habaneros. They get up to 200, 230, 240. They get very hot. But according to Dick Quinn, the amount that actually helps the respiratory system in the heart is about 130,000 units. And the cayenne pepper, I'm not making a dime off of this. I'm not advertising for the company. You know my heart, Mary Jo. You know.
Yes.
So, but I use it daily. And
but how much?
Well, I get them in capsules, and I take 1 capsule with each meal because it's so powerful when it breaks open in my stomach. If I don't have enough food in it, I'm actually doubled over in a lot of pain. These are very, very hot, and it's extremely painful. Then the other thing that I did was, when I got out of the hospital, I don't think I have it on me. The hospital gave me this thing, and it's in my room, my keys, but it's a little cylinder about this big, and it had some would you? Thanks. It had some oh, what's that? Oh, for crying out loud! They use it to blow things up with nitroglycerin.
Okay.
And they were telling me if I had another episode with my heart, because I had a heart attack, a minor one, but it ended up clogging something in the heart, and then it released, and I had a major stroke. It released a piece of plaque in my heart. So that's how I ended up with a major stroke the next day. And so they told me, take one of these and put it under your tongue right away. So this is what they gave me right here. I don't know if you can see it, Mary Jo.
Yes,
so, and this comes off like this, and it had these little capsules in there. So
you were supposed to carry that with you everywhere you went.
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, I was in the military, and I know what we use nitroglycerin for, and I'm not putting it in my body. That's just me. So what I did was I needed to research this stuff out, and I started researching out about health heart health. And that's when I found out about this guy, Dick Quinn. So I started getting the cayenne pepper and experimenting with it. Now, the amazing thing is he's been through everything with cayenne pepper. He got it in his eyes. It was burning so bad he was screaming. Yet it always released, I mean, it always got better. There was no permanent damage. And he tells you that in the book, man. You're in your stomach lining, it'll burn like heck. It may burn coming out. You'll be puckered up. But you're not going to have any damage to you.
And what's the name of the book again?
Left for Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
and you did tell her where to get the capsules?
Yeah, I told her at the Cayenne Pepper Company, you can just Google it, and you want the 130,000 heat units, and they sell this stuff that is wild crafted. It's picked in the wild, dried on the rocks, all that stuff, but you know the enzymes in it are alive. And those are the ones that I get, and I get them in a capsule form because it's so hot that one day what I did was, because my heart started flopping around my chest, I was like out of the hospital for about 4 months. And so I split one of these open and put it on my tongue. And man, it was so hot underneath my tongue that I was screaming like a little bitch, man. I was, aah! And then the next thing I knew, they wanted to call me an ambulance. And then my friend had to tell him, no, he's okay. He just put a bunch of cayenne pepper underneath his tongue. What did that idiot do that for, you know? But the bottom line is within 8 to 10 minutes, my heart calmed down. And that happened 3 times for the next year. And it has not happened since. And I had the heart attack and stroke about 3 or 4 years ago. So it hasn't happened since. But boy, you better believe me that I still carry these around daily. Matter of fact, that's what I took and put in our... Now, another thing that...
You up a whole capsule and dropped it down into your drink. A whole
yes.
Capsule, that's 130,000 units.
Yeah.
And then we put some more in.
Yeah, then we put more in. Yeah. Absolutely.
Did it burn in the drink, or does the lemon soften the cayenne?
And the maple syrup.
What?
It softens it. But now we're up to 2 teaspoons.
Yeah. Now she's got 40,000 heat units, and we're actually taking 2. We started off with a half a teaspoon, right?
Yeah.
And then went to 1, and now we're at 2.
I was at a scant half when he came along.
Yeah.
I know an herbologist, and this was probably about 25 years ago when I started looking into herbs, because the doctors were just absolutely unbelievable. My life, I could write a book and probably a couple different volumes of different types of books, because it's all different situations. But I just recently cut my finger. Thanksgiving dinner, went to cut open a plastic bag with a very sharp knife. The knife slipped, and it almost cut off my whole finger. Like, when I saw my finger, the only way my mind could handle it was thinking that it was someone else's finger, and it looked like something like out of a Halloween movie, because it was almost cut off.
Whoa!
But that's what my son ran and got capsicum. We poured it all over the cut, wrapped it tight.
That's what I was going to say.
Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not even a scar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Still numb, but there's no
I
scar.
actually severely cut my finger a while ago and just poured that 130,000 heat unit and packed it and just kept packing it in there. And
Stopped bleeding right away.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It
hurt, but it's amazing.
I feel the heart beating in my finger.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I lost the tip of my finger. When I was little, that would have sure helped. I bet.
Okay, so right now we're going to talk to your sister about alkalizing her blood, and we're going to encourage her to, this is just the stuff that I did. I'm just telling you what I did. And we're going to talk to her about the capsaicin, the cayenne pepper. And then we're going to talk to her a little bit about raw chocolate. And the reason why I say that is because when I had my heart attack, a friend of mine, David Wolf, was telling me I really need to get some raw chocolate in me. So I called several of and asked several of the leaders in the raw food movement. I'm laying in a hospital bed. I just had a heart attack and a stroke. Somebody's telling me I should be taking raw chocolate. No, don't take it, Everybody was like, hey, it's got caffeine in it. Your heart can start racing. Not a good thing. Theobromine in it. A little bit of a toxin. So anyway, the day I got out, of course, I was at a raw food restaurant. And the day I got out of the hospital, And I was pretty bad off. I mean, I remember there was Ito, Teresa, and two other people. I had to help me sit down. I still couldn't walk by myself. I couldn't, I couldn't function. I couldn't, had no balance to anything. And it took 4 people to help me get into the seat. And Carolyn Marie Sultan came over, and she gave me a piece of chocolate from her and David Wolf. It was Sacred Hearts chocolate, and it was in the shape of a heart, but I cut it in half. I think it was a little bit more than half. I think I ate about 3 or 4 ounces. Hadn't eaten anything else all day. And I mean, it was like when I had the heart attack, it was like a 200-pound anvil on my chest, you know. I could not take a deep breath. And then the whole time in the hospital, I couldn't take a deep breath. When I got out, it was about like a 50-pound anvil on my chest. And I ate that chocolate, and within 20 minutes, I took my first deep breath since the heart attack.
Are you
serious? Yeah, I actually eat 4 to 6 ounces or 4 to 8 ounces. Depends upon if I feel like partying. I'll eat 15 ounces. But I eat raw chocolate every day, and I eat a minimum of 3 to 4 ounces every single day. Every day. It's just a part of my regimen for my heart health. So, of course, I had to get a hold of David Wolf, and it was like, what is going on here? He was like, theobromide, it opens up the capillaries in the blood system. That's just what it does. It may be a little bit of a toxin, but because it opened up the capillaries and let all that oxygen in, I was able to breathe. It was just utterly amazing to me. And I get this all the time. I get people attacking me all the time. Oh, man, you're telling people to eat chocolate. You're so full of crap, and all this. Really? I mean, I'm only telling you what I'm doing. I'm not even saying it'll work for you. I'm saying you might want to try it. It helped me,
Right.
But people get into these modes where whatever, it has to work for everybody. And I'm just telling you, our bodies are so different that not everything is going to work for you the way it's going to work for me, the way it's going to work for them, I mean, my God, I have never had, I had cancer, but it was stage 1, and in the colon, whereas you had stage 4 cancer in the lungs. Do you want to just share real quick with people what you did to do that, or do you want to wait on that? It's up to you.
I didn't do really. I went into the hospital, and I did get some chemo for 6 weeks, very mild chemo, and they totally frightened me into doing that. And I did get radiation, and that's why I was inquiring about my heart also, because the tumor was right next to my heart, and I remember asking the radiologist, I said, if it's not possible to remove the tumor or do any kind of, surgery to get the tumor out, which I didn't know anything about cancer. I'd never studied it. Right. I didn't know, whether it was safe or not safe to remove it. I didn't know anything until I was out of the hospital, and then my research started. But they were beaming me with a very strong radiation. I did get that for the first 6 weeks after I got out of the hospital. But that was going right against my heart. And I asked him, I said, isn't that going to hurt my heart? And he said, well, we have to get rid of your tumor. I thought, that doesn't make sense to me. It just blew my mind. And he said it so nonchalantly, like, if you go, we're just after the tumor, that we don't care if you make it or not. And it was quite that obvious how he made the comment, It made my mind couldn't comprehend his words. But then when I got out of the hospital and I researched everything, I just totally quit with everything. I stopped with everything. I could literally feel myself losing my soul. I didn't want to pray anymore. I felt very like I didn't care about life at all. Now it's totally not like me at all. So I stopped with everything. And I started juicing and watching all you guys' videos and raw food and studying conversion therapy
I said I'm honored when you said I started watching all you guys' videos. Thank you.
All of you. If you did just been such a impact in my life that I can't even begin to tell you. I feel like I know all of you. I feel like I personally know all of you like your family. That's how
right on.
That's how badly I wanted to learn everything that you were all teaching.
Okay. Cool.
It was amazing. But I juiced, and I grew my own wheatgrass. Now this is still with chemo brain. I had kitchen cabinets open. Chopping kale. I didn't know how to do any of this. I didn't know how to massage kale. I was
Right.
my nightgown at 5 in the evening and chemo and cupboards doors open and I'm juicing beets and.
But you're trying to live. You're focusing on living.
Anything that I found out that made me get well, I did it.
Right on. And then what did you do with the Kangen water? Do you want to share that or not?
I drank Kangen water. It was 9.5. I drank it 3 or 4 times. Like when I would test my pH and then I would drink the water, my pH went up immediately, like within a half hour's time after drinking water. And then I spoke to a very amazing man. He was an angel in my life also, and he shared with me to use 11.5 of the Kangen water in a nebulizer and to breathe that into the lung 3 or 4 times a day, and I did that.
Right. And now, do you understand why he said that? Because I've been told by many, many people that cancer cannot survive in an oxygenated environment. When you get it up there at 11.5, you're alkalizing, that's bringing all the oxygen in. That's very powerful stuff.
Yes, exactly. But I could actually feel that. I could feel that happening, Dave. Like when I breathed it in, like I was coughing a lot. I had a tumor. They did 2 biopsies on me. The lung doctor, whatever they're called, told me that they really messed up my lung by all the tests that they ran on me. It was just unbelievable. I couldn't breathe when I came back out of the hospital. But I couldn't breathe, and I was on oxygen. So when I stopped with the oxygen and did the Kangen water through the nebulizer, I could breathe.
Yes,
I stopped coughing.
Right.
It was just, it was immediate, like where you knew you had to get to the Kangen water and the nebulizer to do it because it's the only thing that was helping me.
Right. I've actually met one other person now also that has done this with the nebulizer. They had stage 3 lung cancer, and it's all gone. And then anyway, I've heard stories, but I've actually met you and one other person now that have actually told me that they've actually lived through this and the cancer is gone. And I'm sure it was a combination of everything, but I think that, people need to stop being afraid about what the FDA is going to come down on you. And I know they're throwing doctors in jail and stuff, but the AMA, the FDA, whatever. But I just really believe that if we start sharing people's experiences and get out there what's happening in our lives, in my life, in Mary Jo's life, people are going to stop, they're going to take notice, and they're going to hear some of it. And some people are actually going to, a spark's going to go on in there, and guess what? They're going to start researching it out for themselves like you did and like I did. And that's really, Mary Jo was talking a little bit to me off camera, and she's beginning to realize because she has so many people coming to her, just like I do and many others. But the bottom line is she's realizing that, she researched everything out. When she said that, what clicked in my mind was, wow, my first 2 months of going raw organic vegan, I just wanted to live. And I bought at least, I'm guesstimating here, but I'm pretty sure, I'm very safe in saying it was at least $2,000, if not more, worth of videos, tapes, audios, anything I could plug my life into, and I just soaked it up every single day. I read every single thing I could on it because I was dying, and that's, I think, what Mary Jo did, right?
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't stop. It was like something was inside me just pushing me.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't want to stop until I knew exactly what I needed to do. And then it got a little confusing because you learned so much. You learned so much wisdom. You had so much knowledge that you didn't know then what to do. And then that frustrated me also. And then I just tried to. My son told me, Mom, just relax and do what is easy for you to do. Your son
gave you great advice. The advice that was given to me in that was a very close friend of mine, David and Yuta Whiting. They're a married couple. But I remember David telling me, take a look at everything, experiment it, and see what works in your body. And that's kind of what I had to do because there's so much stuff out there. There's an 80-10-10 diet. There's a Gabriel Cousens diet. There's stuff in between. All these people have written books, made YouTubes, all this stuff. Fruitarians, non-fruitarians, this, that. Guess what? It's what works best for your body.
Right,
you know.
right. And I'll tell you too, the other, just not, I don't know, I think from the radiation that I did get,
Yeah.
you can get adhesions from that, and I'll sometimes have pain in that area.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I think it is, I feel in the deepest part of me that it is my healing now from what they did.
Yeah.
I feel that the cancer is gone. But what they did in treating me, I think that I read that radiation keeps functioning for a couple years after you get radiation.
I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't know because I've never had radiation. What happened with me was they told me that I had either late stage 1 or early stage 2 colon cancer, and they wanted to hit with radiation chemotherapy. They wanted to shrink it down a little bit and then cut out a smaller section of the colon. I just looked at them and told them, no, I'm going to do my dark green leafy vegetable juicing. Those guys looked at me in horror. And both of them, same time, same moment, 2 doctors saying, you can't do that, you'll die. You'll literally die. And I'm just like sitting there going, that's okay, I'm going to do that. Because my kidney specialist told me, if you start drinking green juice, you're going to be on a kidney dialysis machine in a couple weeks instead of a few months. You can't do that, you'll die. I have been told by 5 different doctors that if I do what I did, I would literally die. Something's, I don't know, something's just a little bit off there for me. You know?
Oh, yeah, big time.
I can only speak for what I've experienced, you know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, too, though, the more I eat raw food, Dave, the
Yeah.
more connected I feel with my own body.
Oh, yeah.
I feel.
Where's Kimmy? She'd be great in this part.
I had a cold, and different things will sometimes settle in that lung because it's still healing. You know.
Oh, yeah.
It went through very traumatic things, but I had a pain there, and I just put my hand on that area, and I talked to my lung, and I said, "What can I do to help you? I want you to feel well. I want you to be well." And it's amazing because most people feel afraid, and they act like whatever's going on inside their body, it's like, I have to run and go have the doctor see what's wrong with me. But the power we have within ourselves is all we need.
It is amazing stuff. It is amazing stuff, you know.
Because all we need to do is tap into the power that's within us, and that's what heals us. When I went to see my oncologist the last time, she wanted to run tests, and I didn't even know about the test that she was going to run for me. It was to get the port taken out because they immediately put the port in.
Sure, the thing that actually goes into your lung, right? Yeah.
No, it goes into your bloodstream for the chemo.
Okay. Oh, for the chemo. Okay, got it.
Right, but I had to go see the oncologist to have that removed. And I didn't even know that she was getting all these tests for me to have done before I saw her. And when I went to the hospital, they said you have to have this test done, and you have to have a CAT scan done. I told them, no, I don't want any of those things. I said, you didn't ask me if I wanted any of those things done. I don't want them. And they said, well, I don't think the doctor will see you then if you don't do these tests first. So I said, then I won't see the doctor.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. Goodbye. Then they went, and I must have talked with her again. She did see me. She saw me, Dave, and I went in, and I could feel the anger. I could feel the energy coming from her. She was mad because she wanted this test done. And I gave her, though, a compliment as soon as I saw her. And I told her how much I appreciated everything she did for me.
Well, yeah, because they're coming from a place of what they've learned, and they actually want to help us. Those doctors do not go through 8 years of schooling for kicks. Now, they may be motivated to some degree by money, but, man, you reach a point in that slavery system of internship, and I'll tell you what, man, it washes a lot of people out, man. It's a calling. There's no doubt in my mind. It's a calling. Yeah. They just want to help people.
Yeah, right.
Most doctors.
She asked me why I didn't want any of these tests done. I said, I don't feel I need them. I feel very, very good. I said, I think I'm doing very well. She said, you look very well. And she said, you don't want a CAT scan or X-ray done to see what's going on with the cancer? And I told her, well, I feel very well.
Yeah, right.
So I kept telling her, I feel great. Why would I feel worried? I feel good. You know.
Let's you and I get together sometime and also do an interview together on just videotape it. We were talking about that off camera too. Kimmy, good you're here. I love you. Great.
I was thinking maybe who knows if are you guys good?
Are we good? I'm good.
Did you talk about the COQ10 on film?
Oh no, I'll go through the last part of that because we got going here on a different subject, but that's all good. No, there's a thing called coenzyme Q10. Get the stuff that's super absorbable. You pay a little bit more for it, but your body will absorb a lot more.
Okay, how do you know where to find it?
Well, you can get it at
how do you know
Walmart,
what is
Costco,
the absorbable
whatever
stuff?
It'll say on the bottle it's super absorbable. It'll be like Q-Zorb, coenzyme, Q-Anol. There's these things that are they're brand names of products, but it'll tell you it's 2 times, 5 times, 10 times as absorbable. Whatever it is, it'll say inside the bottle.
And how much,
that's what you want to look for.
And you want to follow the instructions on how much to take?
Yeah, you do. And then this is me. I can't speak for other people, but man, I always double and triple it. I see how it's working in my body. I want to feel how it is with my heart. Now, where I was at, I started out with 50 milligrams 3 times a day, and right now I take about 300 milligrams 3 times a day, but that's what works best for my heart. I can't speak to anybody else, you know. Just speak for me.
And just my 2 cents worth. Lose weight, have more energy, be happy
happier.
In 10 days.
Yep.
With the Master Cleanse.
Yep,
Peter
and this
Glickman.
girl's on it.
Yeah.
This girl's on this cleanse.
Day 5, but anyway, you've got, it'll have the lemons and the cayenne pepper in it.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Really?
Get better.
Day 5 has a cayenne in it?
The Master Cleanse, yes.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah,
and I'm going to share with you a little bit later Luke Corona's ginger lemon blast. It's really a phenomenal thing. You want to start drinking that every day.
We hope this helped.
Yeah.
Take care. Oh, Mary Jo, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, just a second.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. God bless. God bless.
Oh, we love her.
We do love her. She's great. She came and actually talked with me at one of my talks in Asheville, right? Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah.
I wish we could just video the Skype call of you both.
Yeah.
And I'll learn that here
There
shortly.
is. There's a way you can record it.
All right. Anyway, take care.